Hello everyone, I'm Crystal Cruz. Snow and sleet coming down in droves right now. It's getting so bad this afternoon the Ector County judge declared a local state of a disaster. In Texas, when a county makes a disaster declaration, it's basically the county judge saying, we have a serious situation and we need help and flexibility now. Here's what it means in plain terms. It unlocks emergency powers, and it also makes it possible to get aid, things like federal aid, state aid. Local declaration is often the first step in getting resources from the state of Texas. If conditions get bad enough, it can eventually lead to a governor's declaration or FEMA assistance. It also helps coordinate response. Emergency management, law enforcement, road crews, and first responders can all operate under one emergency framework. It's often preemptive. Counties may declare before things peak so they can act quickly if any of the conditions get worse. Hello everyone, I'm Crystal Cruz. Snow and sleet coming down in droves right now. It's getting so bad. This afternoon, the Ector County judge declared a local state of disaster. In Texas, when a county makes a disaster declaration, it's basically the county judge saying, we have a serious situation and we need help and flexibility now. Here's what it means in plain terms. It unlocks emergency powers. The county judge can suspend certain rules or procedures to move faster, things like contracting, purchasing, or staffing. It also opens the door to state and possibly federal aid. A local declaration is often the first step to getting resources from the state of Texas. If conditions get bad enough, it can eventually lead to a governor's declaration for FEMA assistance. It also helps coordinate response, emergency management, law enforcement, road crews, and first responders so they can all operate under one emergency framework. This is often preemptive. Counties may declare before things peak so they can act quickly if conditions get worse. Well, as you can imagine, first responders are busy today. They're on standby for any emergency. Sydney Jollivet joins us live from the Central Fire Station in Odessa to get an update with Odessa Fire Rescue. Sydney.
Hey Crystal, well, while everyone is tucked nice and warm in their homes, we are out with Odessa Fire Department now. This is just a regular day in the office. Emergencies still have to be responded to. So what's today been like responding to calls with these snowy and icy conditions?
Surprisingly enough, to this point, it's been fairly quiet considering the conditions. We've had units responding to car accidents, but nothing major. Thank goodness for that. And we've only had one structure fire call to this point that ended up being just an electrical issue. So it's been fairly quiet to this point.
That's definitely good news. That means everyone is following the advice that we gave them yesterday. One of the calls we were talking about earlier was those space heaters. Now, what should people not be doing right now to stay warm, but staying safe as well?
Well, if they're using a space heater, make sure that they've got plenty of distance between the position of that heater and flammable things like curtains, blankets, so on and so forth. Definitely do not use your stove as an open flame source to heat your house. Propane tanks, anything like that could cause this carbon monoxide particles to build up in your home and cause some serious medical issues. So.
Absolutely. And last question for you. For everyone that may be on the roads that doesn't have to be, what would you say to stay safe?
Consider staying home. Just in the few times I've been out this afternoon responding to calls, there are some definite slick spots that catch you by surprise. So if you don't have to be out, stay home.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here first. If you're home, stay there. And if you're out, get home quickly. We'll be reporting all day, so stay tuned to News West 9 for all of the updates. Reporting in Odessa, Sydney Jolivet. Back to you in studio, Crystal.
Sydney, thanks. Well, I stepped outside a few minutes ago and things are looking even worse outside. Jordan, what are we looking at as we head into this evening?
Well, Crystal, we're looking at a whole lot of that snow and ice continuing to accumulate as we head into the later part of the evening. We got a lot of those overcast skies. It's going to stay like that all day long. That's not going to be changing anytime soon. Light flurries out of downtown Midland, but those temperatures, they're going to continue falling. We're down to 15 degrees right now, and it's only going to get colder and colder as the day continues. With the wind isn't too terribly bad. North 14 miles an hour. It was stronger yesterday, but it feels like a single degree. That's how warm it is in terms of what it feels like out there. Current temperatures, we're seeing down to almost single digits in Snyder. They got down to 9 earlier. We are at 15 in Midland, 14 in Odessa, below freezing all the way down to Dryden, Big Bend, and Terlingua. Marfa and Presidio still a bit on that warmer side. But here is the big hodgepodge that we're looking at. It's a big mess of some heavy snow, mainly in the northern parts of the Permian Basin. We have a lot of that sleet along the I-10 and I-20 corridors, right around Big Lake, Fort Stockton, and Pecos. And then we're seeing that transition from rain to freezing rain just out toward El Paso near Van Horn as well as Alpine. So this stuff is going to continue to accumulate with a lot of that split being right along the I-20 corridor. Big Spring, Midland, Odessa, all seeing some of those light snow flurries right now. But what is the biggest difference between all of this? We've been seeing a big mix of everything lately. Well, here's the thing. When you have warm air in the upper atmosphere, down at the surface, it's all just rain. When you have it below freezing, so below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 or lower, you're going to get that freezing rain. That's what we got a lot of last night. That's probably why your car was iced over and you saw a lot of those icicles hanging around as well. Sleet, that's going to be that purple stuff we saw on the radar. That's going to be the atmosphere is warm, but it mainly falls as ice rather than as water. And then, of course, we're seeing a lot of that snow beginning to pop up as not just the surface, but also the atmosphere warming up as well. So what do you need to know? We are going weather impact alert now through Tuesday morning because we're looking at those negative wind chills possible, and we're looking at more ice and snow accumulation. So you need to protect those 4 P's: people, pets, pipes, and plants. Keep up with us for the latest forecast. We're going to continue to cover you when it comes down to everything about all of this because we still have that nasty winter storm warning that is staying in effect. And I'm looking at a new ice storm warning extending out toward Austin and San Antonio. They're looking at a lot more of an ice event, kind of like what we saw yesterday, but today it's going to be a little bit more of that snowfall. So overnight tonight, still expect mainly snow north of I-20 and then sleet and freezing rain south of I-20 closing in on the I-10 corridor. 11 degrees. Compared with our average, that's going to be chilly. 70% chance of that precipitation, and that's not even including the morning wind chill. It's going to be dipping down to the single digits. 2-degree wind chill for Midland, kind of like what we're at now. Snyder dipping down into those negatives. Yikes. Okay, so driving forecast, I don't recommend driving at all. Tomorrow, we're still going to see a lot of that snow falling, but then by the evening, sure, the snow stops, all the precipitation stops. We're still going to be below freezing. So those roads are still going to be very, very slick heading even into Monday. So next couple hours, yeah, it's just going to be this big line of precipitation moving across. 10 o'clock tonight, okay, still seeing a lot of that heavy accumulation near Snyder, Seminole, Pecos, and even around New Mexico. Then it continues again into the overnight hours between midnight to like 3, 4 a.m. We're still going to see a lot of that heavy accumulation north of the I-20 corridor. By Sunday morning, look at that, 9 o'clock, okay, still going to be a couple of those spotty snow showers, but then 1 o'clock, most of this stuff is gone, and then by the evening, we might even see the sun come back out. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be safe out there. It's still going to be very, very cold. So anything that's on the road over the next couple of days is going to stay on the road really until about Tuesday afternoon. That is the next time we get above freezing. But hey, look, 50s by next weekend already. I can't wait for next weekend, Crystal.
All right, looks a lot better. Thanks, Jordan. Well, check this out. Last night on I-20 in Odessa, a semi had a TxDOT snowplow. The driver is okay, but it's a good wake-up call. TxDOT is asking you to not crowd the plow and give their crews some more room to work. They're out there trying to keep everyone safe. And if you don't have to be on the roads in this weather, just like Jordan said, do yourself a favor, just stay at home. Well, the ice is piling up on our roads as the night goes.